I used to think patience was a personality trait, something you either had or you didn't. My grandmother had it. My mom had it. My dad had it. For the longest, I didn't think I did. But after a few client interactions, I knew I must have. Then a client took 5 months to say yes to me. And somewhere in month 3, waiting for them, I started thinking about life and relationships, about a friendship I had let go stale because I kept reaching for it before it was truly ready to be reached for, about grief, honesty, and how it doesn't come when you send it to a calendar invite. Turns out the thing I learned from a stalled sales contract is the same thing I had always had to relearn every time someone I loved needed more time than I wanted to give them. Today's truth, most frustration is not a lack of patience. It is lack of readiness built through deliberate systems. There's a difference between waiting and stalling. I'm going to show you how that gap shows up. Whether you are in a marriage, a client contract, or your own recovery from something hard. I had to be the one who was ready whenever they were. Think about that. Let that sit with you. That's not a sales lesson. That's in every type of relationship I've ever been in worth keeping. We do this everywhere. We chase, we send one more email, one more text, one more just checking in. We tell ourselves, if we say the right thing on the right day, we'll close the gap. But some gaps aren't ours to close. They belong to the other person's life, their fear, their bandwidth, their own permission they haven't given themselves yet. If you can't make peace with that, you'll burn yourself out trying to move a clock that was never yours to set. Growth, the real kind, in a business, in a relationship, your own recovery from something hard, isn't about speed. It's about timing. Whether you can improve while you wait, instead of white knuckling the wait itself. Think about that. Locate. Finding where the friction actually lives. When that client went quiet, my first instinct was to blame my follow-up. Bad email, wrong offer, not enough touch points. That's what we're trained to do. Look for the defect in ourselves. But the friction wasn't in my process. It was in their life. Money, timing, 100 things I'll never know and don't need to. I've made this same misdiagnosis with people I love. When my grandmother went quiet, she just wasn't ready to talk. When friends pulled away, they weren't ready. For any numbers of reasons, we have to wait. We sit there. The mistake is assuming every delay is a signal that something's broken. Sometimes the delay is just someone else's timeline. And your job isn't to shrink from it. Your job is to survive it without doing damage to the relationship or to yourself. Eliminate what actually needs to go. Here's what most of us eliminate first. It's the wrong thing. We eliminate the person. Too slow, not worth it. Move on. What should actually go is chasing. Every premature follow-up to someone who isn't ready is a waste. In Lean, we call it muda. It costs you time, it costs you dignity, and it can cost you the relationship entirely. Because nothing says, I don't respect your process like pressure dressed up as care. I never chased them. I stayed present, useful. I didn't treat their silence like a fire I had to put out. I wish I'd learned that lesson before I lost the friendship. Trying to force someone to grieve on my schedule instead of theirs. The waiting wasn't the waste. My manufactured urgency was. It was my inner turmoil that got me thinking about what I needed and where our relationship was going. But that's never the point. It's about timing. So align. Building so the wait does not cost you anything. You have to build your life and your business so that patience doesn't bankrupt you. In a relationship, alignment looks different, but it's the same principle. It's knowing what you need to feel secure while someone else takes their time. A plan, a boundary, a version of, I'm not going anywhere and I'm not disappearing into the waiting. You protect your own footing so someone else's slower clock doesn't knock you over. Growth shouldn't feel like constant firefighting, and it doesn't. It won't if you've built your capacity, emotional or financial, around the truth that people move at their own pace instead of pretending they'll match yours and scrambling every time. Think about that. I don't expect people to be me. I expect them to be themselves. And that leads me to my next point. Normalize. Being ready without having to scramble. This is the move almost everyone skips. And it's the one that matters most. The moment someone finally says yes. When they signed, nothing had to be built from scratch. The contract was there. The invoice was ready. Their slot was held. 5 months of silence and the turnaround from yes to we're moving took minutes, seconds even. This is the part that actually is about them, not me. Everything before this was about me surviving the wait. This is about their feelings, the client. The second they said yes, like they'd been expected the whole time. That's what a normalized life gives you too. When someone finally reaches back for you, you're not starting over. You're just glad that they're there. You're present. Being present in the moment is what matters. So here's what I actually want you to take from this. Not the client, not the contract, all of it. The long wait isn't dead time. It's the exact window where you build the thing that lets you meet someone, a client, a partner, a friend, coming back around without scrambling to deserve it. Locate where the friction really lives, in you or in them. Eliminate the chasing, not the person. Align your capacity so the wait doesn't cost you your footing. Normalize your readiness to say yes. Doesn't require you to reinvent yourself on the spot. Growth should improve you while it's happening, not just eventually. And sometimes the clearest sign it's working isn't how fast you get there. It's how well you hold the weight.